Good morning, everyone. What's up? I came back to make another video about my last video because I think I had said my classes wrong. I was reading off of my schedule. So my schedule, when I first started nursing school, when you go to orientation, they can give you your schedule from now until December. So what I was reading off of that was my schedule that they had gave me in January of 2023 all the way up until December. But I knew I had 213 and 233 left. So I think I had got some of them mixed up. Y'all forgive me. I'm taking 5-week classes, so everything kind of running together. But I noticed I did ended up with fundamentals 3. Like I said, some people's schedule is not going to be the same because of your credits, but everybody's going to go to the same, they're going to do the same flow, if you get what I'm saying. You're going to go transition to the next classes together. It's just that some classes that your other friends may have, you might not have. So after fundamentals 3, you gonna go to after fundamentals 3, you gonna go to med surge. Med surge 1 is mental health. So you gonna have 3 med surge and I think 3 acute care. When I had went back in my Canvas, and you can look at your previous classes. So med surge 1 was mental health. Med surge 2 was basically, talking about the issues that you can have in your system. For like, we started talking about cancer, then we started talking about like the stomach, what kind of stuff that can happen in your stomach. But when we ended up going to acute care 1. So acute care was when we started talking about the heart, the EKGs, and stuff that's like acute care. I think I had mixed that up with my other video because I think I said in med surgery we was talking about the heart. We wasn't talking about the heart. I mean, you will still talk about it, but we started talking about stuff that acute care stuff, like stuff that you need to know. So then after acute care 1, that's when you go to maternal. So maternal was your med surge 3. You gonna have 3 med surge and 3 acute care. That's it. After med surge 1, you're gonna do your second acute care. And your second acute care, that's when you start talking about like more body systems. And then when you get done with that one, that acute care 2, then we go to talking about, that's when you go to 213, which is acute care 3, and you start talking about like what was we talking about, like respiratory and stuff like that. So I think I had got that confused. So you do have 3 acute cares, you have 3 med surge, but it's gonna be called med surge. But when you get to that class, you're gonna notice that the class is different. Your first med surge is mental health. Your second med surge is, when y'all start talking about like what could happen with cancer, stuff that can happen in the stomach, all type of diseases that happens in that system. Then you go to your acute care 1. That's when you start talking about, your heart and stuff that's very acute, like soon. Then you go back to your med surge 3 with mother baby. So you're gonna have 3 med surge, 3 acute care, but you're gonna do your med surge, your acute care 1 before you do your med surge 3. So then when you go to med surge 3, which is mother baby, that's when you start learning about the mama and the baby. Then when you go to 213, after you leave med surge 2, you will go to acute care 2, and you have, that's like 209 or something like that, and then you go to 213. So 213 is your last acute care. You done did your 3 med surge, so then you have your 3rd acute care. So acute care 3 was your 213 class. I'm sorry for getting mistaken or whatever, but I did think about it. I was like, wait a minute. When I re-looked at my video, I was like, I don't think we talked about the heart med surge. So you got a thing called Canvas where you can go in and you can see your classes. That's what I had went to verify. Like, I put on my old class and I was like, oh yeah, I had said some of them wrong. So yeah, you got 3 med surg, 3 acute care. You got 3 fundamentals. You gonna take your fundamentals before you even go to your med surg. And then, like I stated with the proctors, make sure you take your proctors. If you pay, and I'm gonna reiterate on the proctors as well. When you take your proctors, you have 2 times to take your proctors while you in that class. So if you in fundamentals 3, you done did all your fundamentals and you have a fundamentals proctor, you have 2 times while you in that 5-week term to take your fundamentals proctor. So you're gonna take it in week 4. So if you don't make that level 2 in week 4, they will let you retake it in week 5. But if you don't make that level 2 in week 5, they will let you progress on until you get to 213. So by the end of 213, all your proctors have to be done before you can go to your last class, which is 233. I think when I look back on my video, I was like, I think I need to touch back on that part. So let's say you didn't make a level 2 the first 2 times while you was in fundamentals 3. They're gonna let you go on to med surg 1. But when you do fundamentals and you go to mental health, you got to proctor in mental health. So let's say you didn't pass your mental health proctor, they're gonna let you go on to med surg 2. So, but you still gonna have them proctors that you got to take when you get in 213. So let's say you didn't pass none of the proctors because you got your fundamentals, your mental health, and your 2 maternal. When you get to 213, at the end of 213, you're gonna have a farm proctor. So if you, at the end of 213, they gonna kind of start telling you, like, make sure you get your proctors up to par, because if you got 4 proctors and you already in 213, that means you need to go ahead and get them proctors knocked out the way. My advice to you would be get your proctors knocked out, because of the simple fact they will catch up with you, and then you will be so, like, fundamentals, you had it in the beginning of your nursing career all the way down to 213. That's a long stretch. You're gonna be to forgot some of that stuff. So I would say, even if you don't pass it while you in them 5 weeks, at least wait till you get to a class that don't have a proctor, like your 209 class. 2 of your med surg classes, you're not gonna have a proctor. So if you know you got proctors that you're behind on, go ahead and try to knock them proctors out of the way, because you have to do remediation, which is like notes, or she gonna have you do an ATI template based on what you missed, so make sure you go ahead and do your remediation and schedule your proctors, because when they catch up with you in 213, it's nothing that they can do. So a lot of people did, like, when we was at med surg and we was out for Christmas, a lot of them had, like, started doing their proctors, because they knew when we got to 213, we had a pharmacology proctor. So what I did, I made sure I was up to par on my proctors. So when I got to 213, the only proctor I would have to worry about was the pharmacology proctor. But they will let you continue on. They will let you continue on from pharmacology to mental health to acute care, all the way up until you get to 213. And that's, to me, I just feel like, I understand why you let them go on, because you never know what's going on, and then you only have 5 weeks. But you as an individual should be like, okay, I didn't pass this proctor, but before I get all the way down to 213, let me go ahead and try to retake this proctor, so I can go ahead and that's one less thing I had to worry about. When you get in 213, you're gonna be worried about a lot of stuff, because like I stated in my last video, I was fine on my proctors until I got to 213. It felt like I felt like I was on a time crunch. Like, I gotta pass this proctor, because your next class is your last stop, But in your last class, I guess they want you to have them proctors passed, because when you get to your last class, you're not gonna be able to take out them proctors, because when you get in your last class, you got a comp proctor. Your first day, you're gonna take 180 question comp predictor, and that's just the practice. Then the next week, I think you take your med surg. Then the week after that, you take leadership, and then your 4th week, you got stuff that you have to do in the class, and then your 5th week, you got your comp test to test out. Then you got to worry about the NCLEX. And then on top of that, you got to worry about penning, because they're going to be telling you stuff you need for your penning. You got to make sure everything is in the point. So I guess that's why they don't want you to go to that last term, to have all that stress on you, because it is very stressful, you know. So I just had to touch back on that, because I felt like I had to go a little bit in debt with that, for the ones who's in school and for the ones who's trying to, you know, balance it all out. It's doable. I can't say that it's doable. I'm a mom of 2 with a fiance. I'm a sub during the day. That's what I'm going now. I'm a sub during the day, and I was going to school during the night, and I was working at the hospital on weekend as a PCT once I had got my CNA. So it's doable. It's doable, because if you remember, if you look at my first videos, I was still working in manufacturing from 8 to 4, get out 4, go to school, come back. It's doable. You gotta want to do it. You gotta put your mind to it. And even if you don't, you know, pass, it's okay to sit out and clear your mind and do what you have to do, because everybody, like I said in the last video, everybody not going to make it to the station at the same time. But how me and my cohort look at it, as if, you know, all of us did not get to 233 at the same time. Only 7 out of 20 did. You know what I'm saying? So it's still everybody gonna get pinned at different times. The 7 that move forward, they get pinned April 18th. I start my last 5 weeks on April the 1st, so I get pinned May 23rd. The girls that's coming back on nights on May 6th, they get done in June, so I think they get pinned in the middle of June. But we all graduate at the same exact time. You feel what I'm saying? So we might not get pinned together, but we're gonna walk across the stage together. And I feel like that's an accomplishment for all of us, because we went strong. I don't know in the other cohort they did, but we went strong. For us all to be African Americans, we did get 2 Caucasian girls at the end at 213. They was cool, you know. I'm not racist, I don't discriminate, but I feel like when it comes to our race, that, you know, I feel like we did wonderful. We did very wonderful, and we wouldn't have got that far if it wasn't for our teachers. All our teachers were African American, except for 2, and they were phenomenal. Miss Jane, she taught, she did our dosage. She was in our dosage class, and she taught our maternal newborn. That was her nick. Her nick was, you know, newborn maternal. She did that. That was all she knew. So she was able to, excuse me, y'all, she was able to teach that, you know, on the level that she knew, because that's what she been all her nursing career. She was wonderful, and she still checked on us even when we left her. She was wonderful. We had one Dr. Manfat, and she's younger, so she was around our age group. And when we got with her in fundamentals. She was getting her doctoral. She was getting her doctorate, you know, her DNP. So luckily, she ended up following us all the way up to 233. And I felt like that was good, because you kind of get that bond, you kind of get closer with people. And it wasn't even intentional. They didn't intentionally put her with us. It was just every time we needed a teacher, she was available. And she was one of the God-fearing women that she made sure, you know, she kept us up to par. She prayed for us, everything. So don't get discouraged, or don't feel, you know, scared. If you don't do it, you will never do it. Even if you fail a class or you fail a test, you're going to cry, because that's everybody. Everybody has those type of feelings. You know what I'm saying? You're going to cry. It's emotional, but keep going. You know what I'm saying? Keep going. If you didn't pass the T's, keep going. If you didn't pass your proctor, keep going. But you know you got to have that proctor done by 213, study. I would say if you know you didn't pass them proctors, and you in a class where you don't have a proctor, try to go ahead and knock that out the ballpark. Don't set yourself up to be like, oh, I got 1 proctor, I got 2 proctor, I'll be all right till I get to 213. That proctor that's in 213, that's a pharmacology proctor, and that proctor alone had some of us that was, our grades been good for the whole nursing career. Some of us was like, what? Like, how? You know, I'm like, God. So don't give up, y'all. Don't give up. You just, you know, if it was meant to be real easy, everybody would be a nurse. That's just how I feel. And then don't don't underestimate yourself, because I got this far down. I was like, girl, you got this far? And now I be out in public, I be like, he look like he got a demon. Now you start thinking as a nurse. So if you got to sit out of turn, you know, catch yourself up, get your bills up, get you some little extra money, take your book everywhere you go, iPad, a tablet, whatever, get back in and keep going. You know, keep going. And I think it's just more so hurting me because I was at the end. Like, and I was like, dang, anything can happen in a blink of an eye, because I was literally at the end, you know. But I kept pushing. Keep pushing, y'all. Stay true. Be you. I'm coming with another video. I told you I was coming back. I don't know when, but I'm coming back. I'm going to come with another video. I had to come back and touch deeper in on that, because I feel like some people in nursing school and some people that's going through, you know, you want to know what to look for. So that's what I had did an updated video on about my last video. So yes, y'all, I'm finna go into the school. I'm with the special education babies. They're my babies. And actually, these are my last 3 days with them, because I go back to school and they finna go out for spring break for 2 weeks. So, all right, guys. Hope y'all have a wonderful day, wonderful Monday. Don't give up, y'all. Bye.
I just want to make it. Like, I just want to make it. Like,